Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, State Senator Roberta Lange, the Assistant Majority Leader, is here, along with Dan Stewart, President of Development for the Nevada Gardner Group. They're here for the whole show on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
When in Carson City, Nevada Newsmakers records in the conference room of the Nevada Builders Alliance. Coverage of the 2025 legislative session is brought to you by Pro Group Management, Workers' Comp that works for you. NV Energy, proudly serving Nevada, providing electricity to 2.4 million electric customers. The Retail Association of Nevada, looking out for business. And by Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
Your good times are at Tamarack Casino during the $150,000 Denim and Diamonds giveaways, with cash and free play drawings every Thursday and Saturday, and $30,000 in grand finale giveaways Saturday, May 31st, including a top prize of $20,000 guaranteed. Your good times are at Tamarack Casino.
The trucking industry is the most resilient link in the supply chain, moving 95% of our freight in the Silver State. And while essential, the road isn't always smooth. Supply chain disruptions, rising fuel costs, and unrealistic rules and laws that hamper our ability to serve our customers and country. Our prosperity and every sector of the economy, manufacturing, mining, medicine, and food from farm to table, is tied to trucks. There's nothing without trucking.
A power line is more than a power line. It's maintaining the bottom line for small businesses. It's keeping the assembly line moving for our workforce. For our brightest minds, it's meeting a deadline. It's on the front line with our heroes. And on the sidelines of the biggest games. It's a direct line to our loved ones. And it's a lifeline for the most vulnerable. There's a lot on the line.
Save money and take transit. Did you know you can ride the bus all day for less than what it would cost you for a gallon of gas? Plan your trip now by going to rtcwashoe.com.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, coming to you from Carson City, from the home of the Nevada Builders Alliance. We're delighted to welcome back to the program. And it's only been a couple of weeks, so that's really good news. State Senator Roberta Lange, she's the Assistant Majority Leader on the Democratic side, and Dan Stewart, who's President of Development for the Nevada Gardner Group. As we did last time we did this, I'd like to ask you a few questions before we get to the film thing. Let's start out with, first of all, your thoughts on dipping into the rainy day fund to cover the budget. What are your thoughts on that? Are you okay with that?
I am okay with that. I think that that's the reason we have a rainy day fund in our state, is because when we have times of need, we can use that. And we'll build it back up, and it'll be back where it was before. But we have to have it.
Do you think that, because I look at all the gaming analyst reports, and they all seem pretty confident that, what happened with gaming this year is a result of just how successful we were the previous year with the Super Bowl and everything else, the draft, etc., that there was no way we were going to match what we did last year. So the gaming numbers are really kind of false in a sense that we weren't going to be able to match those. But all the analysts are saying, hey, the gaming companies are fine. There's no problem. We're looking forward to more conventions. So do you think we should maybe have held off a little in terms of thinking about this? Because the second year will probably be very good in terms of money coming in from the biennium.
Well, I think that's accurate. We're seeing a downturn in tourism, though, because of what's happening in the federal government. Canada is a big contributor to our economy, and we're not in a good place with them. I think that lots of things are happening and changing, and we'll just have to see how it goes. But I know, and I feel confident that the gaming industry will do what they always do, and they'll bring tourism here, and we'll be back in a better place. It's just a really hard time for us right now.
In the past, we looked to mining to prepay taxes, and that was the idea was beneficial to the state where you wouldn't have to dip into the rainy day fund. Has there been any talk of anything like that?
There's been no talk about that.
I'm not shocked, by the way. One of the things that you are supportive of is the Popular Vote Compact. And I was curious to think your reasoning on that. And the reason I ask is that, the Electoral College really protects Nevada, being a small state, a small delegation, that if we were to go to just the popular vote, that really Nevada would become insignificant by comparison with the largest states like New York and California. What's your thinking in terms of being supportive of that?
Yeah, I think that Nevada is a swing state and will always be a swing state. We're purple. So people are going to want to come here. They'll continue to want to come here. We, with our senators, Catherine Cortez Masto and Jackie Rosen, are very instrumental in the Senate. And I think when you look at the quality of what we have here and what we bring to the table, that we will always be a part of the political map.
Right, but I mean, if you take away the Electoral College,
Right.
which would be the 6 votes in the Electoral College that Nevada has, it wouldn't be relevant because it would only be the popular vote that counts, and we don't have the population base to match those other states.
We don't, but I think that, a popular vote will bring the candidates to go to all the states because they're going to need all the vote. And I think we've seen that Nevada has been instrumental, in the vote, in the elections. And I think that we'll continue to have candidates to want to come to Nevada. And I think it will be a good thing for our nation. I mean, when you look at, here we are electing someone to run our country, and only a few people in an electoral college are choosing, when the popular vote really gets to every single person and they feel like they have a voice too.
And you don't think that Nevada would be the loser in this?
Nope.
One of the bills that we talked with the speaker the other day was this banking bill that could potentially lower swipe fees, not just for businesses, but also for consumers if the businesses wishes to pass the savings on to their customers. Has that been discussed at this point in the Senate?
I have not had a discussion personally about that.
All right. Let's talk about the deficit. Were you surprised at how large that number was when the Economic Forum came in with that?
No. We knew it wasn't going to be good. We had been prepping ourselves for that. I think that, we knew that tourism had a downturn. We knew that we weren't in the same place, as you mentioned earlier, because of everything that happened the year before with the draft and the Super Bowl and all. It brought lots to our state, but it also showed our state about what we could be, right? And and I think that we have to remember that we're not always going to have those things all the time, and we have to have other economic development, which is why I'm doing film.
Okay, all right. We'll get to that in just a moment. I've got a couple of other quick topics here. The president is making it very clear that he doesn't want Medicaid touched, even though some of the Republicans on the House side, on the federal level, are saying that there should be cuts there. Is this making you breathe a little bit easier about the effects it could have on Nevada?
Well, I read that we could be grandfathered in because under Governor Sandoval's, or President Sandoval now, under his administration, they expanded Medicaid. And I think that's been really good. We have a lot of people on Medicaid. So much of what we talk about in this ties into why I want to do film. And we will get to that later, I know.
Yes, I promise.
But I think that, I think the Republicans in Congress are going to have to fight this out. I feel more encouraged than I did a month ago about the amount deficit that it would bring to Nevada if we had to cover the Medicaid. But I think we do have the rainy day fund. I think we have ways that we can help ensure that people don't lose their coverage, which is really important to me.
Of course, and to everybody. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back, and then we will get to the film bill after this timeout.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org.
Pro Group Management is the place where companies can find workers' comp solutions that are designed to meet their specific business requirements. As regulations evolve, Pro Group takes a proactive approach to clear the path to make sure your business stays ahead of the curve. Knowing your workers' comp program is optimized, you can focus on other important matters related to your growing business. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with State Senator Roberta Lange. She's the Assistant Majority Leader, and Dan Stewart, who is President of Development for the Nevada Gardner Group, and I promise he will be here in this segment. So let's talk about the film bills. There are two of them, as we've talked about before. One is based on Harry Reid Park and is part of UNLV. The other one is based over in Summerlin, and Howard Hughes Corporation is, promoting that along with the film companies. So when you were here the last time, you said that the Majority Leader, Senator Cannizzaro, had told you that it had to be one bill. It couldn't be two bills. Where are we in the several weeks it's been since we last had you here in this conversation?
Thank you for that question. I continue to advocate to bring the bills together. The other side isn't at that same place for whatever reason, but I will continue to work on that. Just yesterday, I was told, look, if you can't do it, if we can't get it together, then they're dead. They're both dead. And so I think my message to the other side is, do you really want economic development? Are you doing it for the right reasons? If so, let's bring these bills together and figure out a way that we can have one bill and that we can bring these forward. I have a plan that we can bring the bills together.
Okay, can you share it?
Nope.
What? Nobody watches this program, so you could easily talk about it and no one except us would know.
No, but what I will say is that there will be something for everybody. I think I told you last time, I told people they need to sharpen their pencils and we need to get down to what really is what we want for both film studios. And look, I think there's room for two, but we have to be able to share in the tax credits, to share in, the things that are going to make it work. And that's what I concentrate on. And I think that I look at not so much as what I'm going to get as what I'm going to do for our state. And I think we have to keep the focus on, that's why we're doing this. It's not for Roberta, and it's not, something to make me feel good, but I really want something to help our state so that we can have the opportunity that everyone in this state deserves to have, and to be able to fund the programs that we need to fund.
Okay, so from what you're saying, it appears to me what you're saying is that the two groups need to come together on the transferable tax credits and potentially share those in terms of, if the dollar amount is X for either of them, that there needs to be, okay, that is the number, but it needs to be divided by the two. And one of the things that people may not understand, but you can see if you look at Tesla, for example, is that transferable tax credits can be beneficial even if you're not making money in your product. You can sell those tax credits and give, for example, gaming companies or mining or whomever,
that is correct,
benefits and therefore have income from that.
That is correct.
Okay, so am I on the right path here? That it would be, let's split that number between the two groups if we can't get.
Well, and the tax credits are, that is the prize, right? And so one person can't have all of them if we're going to have two centers that do film. And I'm not opposed to that. I wasn't opposed to that when 2 years ago I said, let's have a zone 1 and a zone 2. Don't need to call it that, but we can have two film studio projects that happen at the same time. And I think that benefits our state even more. Yeah. So let's figure out a way that we can get it together. I put the challenge out there every time I talk. Let's figure out how we can do this together. And I will continue to reach out. And
you're running out of time.
We're running out of time. We have a week, right? And it's just like, we have to remember why we're doing this.
All right, so now we're bringing our mystery guest who's been sitting here patiently.
Listen, I can listen to Senator all day long.
Okay, and I appreciate that. Dan Stewart is President of Development for Nevada Gardner Group, and you are the master developer for the Harry Reid Park, which is connected to UNLV.
Yes.
So how do you feel about the concept? And we should point out that, Howard Hughes, that developed Summerlin, and is the other major player in this, right, along with you guys. So how does your company feel about splitting the tax credits?
I guess because this is so important, this bill, and getting this tax credit initiative into the state and working and producing the jobs and the diversification that we need. I think Senator Lange said it perfectly. It isn't about us. It's about what's best for the state and what's best for Southern Nevada, because this is an economic development bill. And if that's what it takes, then of course we would join hands and do whatever we could to make this come together so we can bring to fruition what the bill, what Senator Lange has been working tirelessly on for so long to make it happen.
Okay, does your company have any objections to what's being suggested by the senator?
No, absolutely. We support her totally.
All right, so then I come back to you, Senator, and say, how does the Howard Hughes Corporation respond?
Well, right now, I don't think they're interested, to be honest with you. But that doesn't mean I won't continue to fight and talk about why this is important to Nevada.
So from their perspective, it's a my way or the highway?
That's how I feel.
They've invested an awful lot of money in this so far.
Everybody has.
Yeah.
Everybody has.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back and we'll continue this discussion after this time out.
Welcome to Story County, where history meets innovation, and a pioneering spirit continues to shape our future. At the heart of the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, we power the future with global leaders in technology and manufacturing, driving progress that reaches far beyond our county lines. From advanced manufacturing to tech innovation, our industries are creating thousands of quality careers, fueling a vibrant economy that benefits every Nevadan. But it's more than just growth. Our community is our foundation, supporting families, empowering local initiatives, and creating a place where everyone belongs. Be part of a legacy built on bold ideas and boundless possibilities. Join us in building a brighter future right here in Story County. Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with State Senator Roberta Lange. She's the Assistant Majority Leader, and Dan Stewart, President of Development of the Nevada Gardner Group. There's been a lot of promotion of what this bill means in terms of economic development, but even beyond that, from the Gardner Group's point, it's about education. It's a much bigger. Do you want to share some of those points?
Yeah, this is my favorite part. Education. I'm a former educator. The pillar of this bill is workforce development and education. We're going to put nearly $1 billion into education for UNLV, CSN, Nevada State College, where we can train the workforce of the future. And we're building a 50,000 square foot building to house the universities and the workforce development program. It's going to be huge. Not only that, we're going to have the initiative where we will bring aerospace, work for aerospace, medical research, video game publishing and creation. Those things are huge. They're things. They are new jobs and new businesses that haven't been to Southern Nevada that we will be able to grow and be like states like USC and Utah and what they do with those initiatives. And I get excited about that. I get excited that we will be able to drive around Southern Nevada and we won't only see casinos, which is our major economic force in Nevada, but we'll be able to see other businesses, and that's exciting to me.
Have you talked, now, are you in conversation with the Howard Hughes Group? And
No, not really.
So they have not reached out to you personally?
No.
Does that surprise you?
Well, I haven't talked to them since the beginning of the session.
And what was the conversation prior to session?
They wanted me to come to their bill.
Are they offering educational opportunities? Are they offering financing towards UNLV? Are they offering any of the things that...
Not at the level that we are. I think, I don't want to say because I really can't remember, but they're giving some to UNLV, but our bill is focused on that and building. Not only will we be able to build the economy, we'll be able to build our university in Southern Nevada. And it's a research school, and we will be able to enhance that and really make that grow even bigger. And, while this is a Southern Nevada economic development, we have in our bill funding that we're going to give to UNR because people don't know, but they have a film school too.
Yes, and President Sandoval was very clear that he wants to have a film school up here as well.
Yeah.
And where would the funding for that come from?
It's coming out of my bill.
It's coming out of your bill. All right. So Dan, has your, I presume, maybe wrongly, that your organization has had conversations with Howard Hughes privately about all this?
No.
No. Okay. So the logical question is, why not?
Well, I think first off, it's Senator Lange's bill, and she should be the lead, and we didn't ever want to go around that chain of command, so to speak.
We always have, backdoor negotiations on things, especially something of this magnitude.
This is big, but the opportunities just have never come up to do so.
Does that surprise you? I mean,
yes. Yes, because
you guys are not a little company that nobody knows about. I mean, you are a large organization.
Yes, and to tell you the truth, I don't know why. Because, like Senator Lange has said, her bill is so focused on education and the diversification of the economy. I know we keep saying that, but it's true, and it has such a vast effect, or will have, on Southern Nevada and the state at large. And so I just don't understand why there can't be a coming together and meeting, because that would be the best for the state, in particular Southern Nevada.
Are you willing to reach out and make a phone call today, for example, to Howard Hughes and say, let's have a discussion, or between your lobbyists and their lobbyists?
Sure, absolutely.
I guess that's where we have to leave it. And we've got a week or so to go. We'll see what comes out of it. Thank you both for coming back. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
And we'll be right back.
Each day, the Children's Advocacy Alliance partners with leaders, legislators, and families across Nevada to improve children's health, education, economic well-being, and safety. We recognize Nevada will be no better than the state of its children. Be a part of this change. Be a supporter of the Children's Advocacy Alliance. For more information, go to caanv.org.
Welcome to the Ahern Boutique Hotel, where luxury and warmth come together in the heart of Las Vegas.
We take pride in offering a one-of-a-kind experience for both locals and tourists.
Join us for handcrafted cocktails and an unforgettable experience. Joel's Chop House, the perfect place to savor views of the Las Vegas Strip.
Satisfy your cravings at the Ahern Chocolate Shop.
No smoking, no resort fees, and the parking is always free. The Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel is your home away from home.
When in Carson City, Nevada Newsmakers records in the conference room of the Nevada Builders Alliance. Coverage of the 2025 legislative session is brought to you by Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you. NV Energy, proudly serving Nevada, providing electricity to 2.4 million electric customers. The Retail Association of Nevada, looking out for business. And by Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
Thanks for watching Nevada Newsmakers, coming to you from Carson City, from the headquarters of the Nevada Builders Alliance. We'll see you on the next broadcast. Thanks for watching.